10 commandments that I make my clients sign of things they will not do while they're under contract, to tell them you cannot buy a house, you cannot buy furniture for, I'm sorry, you cannot buy a car, you cannot buy furniture for this house that you haven't bought yet. Do not run your credit, do not co-sign. Like, I have a whole list, but you don't know what you don't know, Dylan. So people
This is
are thinking,
phenomenal.
I qualify for this house. I want to put this beautiful car in the driveway of this house, and they don't understand. Now your DTI is shot, and guess what? You don't get now. You got to live in that car.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest is a mortgage broker based in Houston, Texas, leading Lending Village with 20 loan officers and in the last 2 years, over 82 million in home loans funded. Please welcome Nyisha Walton. Nyisha, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dylan. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to have another fellow Texas real estate operator on the show here. I'm a Texas licensed realtor, so it's great to see the Texas folks on the show here. I always like to start off at the top, Nyisha, by asking guests how they got into the real estate space.
So I was a receptionist for a real estate broker. A mortgage broker and a title agent. And I worked for them for several years. And then I decided to get my license. I worked for another company and I was a loan processor. And that particular broker told me I would never be a good loan officer. So I did just the opposite of what he said. I became fastest growing loan officer awarded by UWM. I was able to open my own mortgage company. And I got into this industry for the money. And then I went to my first closing and I got my first hug and I realized it was bigger than just money. That's how
It's
I
a
got into it.
huge topic of discussion, I would say, not just in real estate, but in the greater context of the landscape of American life, really. I think there's a lot of young people right now where homeownership seems very daunting. And I can speak for myself and a lot of people in saying, I feel like we need really, really good mortgage professionals, lenders, and everybody in the space to educate.
That's correct. Our company is big on education. We do a lot of seminars. We host events here at Houston at different, we've done the Jalen Green basketball camp. We've done the University of Houston basketball games. We're all over educating and making sure people are not just aware of us, but they know how to buy a house. So we're big on education. If someone comes to us and maybe they're not quite ready to buy a house, they're going to leave with a game plan. They're going to know exactly what they need to do to be prepared to purchase a home.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
I want to pivot a bit here, Nyisha, and ask you about that game plan and where folks often get started. I think I've had lots of people in the lending space, mortgage space on the show here. And one of the things that has always struck me is that the average person outside of real estate that doesn't have brokers and lenders and realtors in their family may not know really where to start. Are you seeing that as pretty much true for the average American?
Yes, people either don't know where to start or they're terrified to start.
And, I think it's very regional as well. People don't often recognize this, that once you start looking at lending and first-time homebuyer and down payment assistance programs, it's specific to where you're based out of. And this is why it's so important to find a good loan officer.
Yes, there are local down payment assistance programs, but there are also national down payment assistance programs. There are programs for first-time home buyers. There are programs for people who've owned homes before. You just need to have a well-educated loan officer, mortgage team to teach you what you need to know. And one thing I can tell you about down payment assistance, down payment assistance can be a great thing. It could be very supportive, but free money is expensive. So I always like to show people their options if they use DPA versus pulling money out of that 401k instead. So that's another part of the game plan that we go through with people, just looking at numbers side by side.
I want to ask you, you mentioned having a good loan officer. You've got 20 loan officers throughout the country on your team at Lending Village. Walk me through scaling a team. How did you end up building a team across the country remotely, right?
I made the table and people came to eat. It wasn't something that was very hard to do. I'm all over social media. I'm quite a comedian on social media. I have a huge following. And people either come to my page to laugh, cry, or learn. So when people see what I'm doing with the community, I just naturally attracted the right people to work with me. And they literally just came, and our team is amazing. I have people with 20 years of experience. I have people with 1 year of experience, but we do a lot of trainings. We do a lot of education. And when you are a good person and you radiate love and good energy, the right people will come.
No question about it. I do want to ask you, you mentioned the comedian presence on social media. When folks are trying to figure out exactly how to market themselves, I see a lot of people go for a very professional. And when I say professional, I mean they're showing one side of the business. They'll show their business and that's about it. But they don't always, let down the curtain and get people an inside look into who they are. And it makes it difficult to get to know someone. And I think that's really the beauty and power of social media. How do you utilize social media to market yourself, but also to let people know who you are and who your team are?
I connect easily with people. It's just something that I do. So I get up in the morning and I get my posts ready. I plan my posts and I just be myself. I think a lot of people get on social media and they portray something that they're not. And I just unapologetically get on there. And if I feel funny that day, I'm funny that day. But I always make sure that I'm educating, even through humor. Like, say, if we have a client that decides to go out and buy a car the day before, closing, this is a learning time. This
This
is a
is
lesson. And so we'll
yes.
talk about it.
Dude,
We'll talk
how is it
about it.
that people
Talk
do
about
this,
it.
Aisha? I mean, that seems like the thing not to do. Like that's the thing not to do. You're not going to go buy a house before closing, but who's actually buying cars before closing? Like this actually happens. I thought this was like a myth, but people actually do this.
10 commandments that I make my clients sign of things they will not do while they're under contract. To tell them you cannot buy a house, you cannot buy furniture you cannot buy a car, you cannot buy furniture for this house that you haven't bought yet. Do not run your credit, do not co-sign. Like, I have a whole list, but you don't know what you don't know, Dylan. So people
This is
are thinking, I qualify for this house. I want to put this beautiful car in the driveway of this house, and they don't understand. Now your DTI is shot, and guess what? You don't get now. You got to live in that car. So that's where education comes into play. You have to drill into people's heads, and I make people repeat them. Did you hear what I said? Don't co-sign. What did I say? Don't co-sign, Miss Nyisha. Don't buy a car before closing. What did I say? Don't buy a car, Miss Nyisha. Like, I make sure that they hear me because we're
Because
not
hearing
drawing.
it and then not repeating it is not the same as hearing it and repeating it. Because then they're like, oh, no, wait, I did affirm that. I will not buy a car. I want to ask you about the furniture. So people may think, oh, it's furniture. It's not a car. How can furniture affect their approval process?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Well, one of the 10 commandments is don't make any large purchases. Purchasing furniture is considered a large purchase. So whether you're financing it or you're paying cash for it, you're moving money. We need all your money to stay in the bank. Just be still with your money, pay your bills as regular. Don't make any major purchases. So buying a new couch is going to cost you $1,000. That's $1,000 that's no longer in your bank account. How can that affect your home buying process? Maybe we had just enough money in your bank account for you to have something called reserves. Reserves help make your file look a lot cleaner. A reserve show the underwriter that you have 6 months worth or 3 months worth of mortgage payments set aside in case you can't pay your mortgage. Now you just spent it on a couch or a washer and dryer. So we advise you not to make any large purchases because it'll affect how much money you have saved. It'll affect, most people aren't paying cash for this stuff. They're financing it. So now you've ran your credit card bill back up. And we're going to see all this stuff. We're going to know. So yeah, just sit tight, hold on, wait until after closing, after you've gotten your keys, after everything's been recorded, and then go be irresponsible with your money.
And isn't there, and I could be wrong about this, I've heard this before, is there even a time after closing where you have to be a little bit diligent, or is it the day of closing you can start making those purchases again?
I would wait until everything's been recorded, not just closed, but recorded, where the house is actually recorded with the county that it's now in your name. That's what I would wait for. My personal opinion.
And for folks who may not be familiar with how long that process takes, are they notified when that happens? How are they aware when it's recorded?
It usually when you're at the title company, you get everything signed, it should be reported by the next day. So I have a little dog that just busted my door open.
Go ahead.
So you may hear her. I just want to give you a heads up. I closed the door.
Riverside is pretty good about blocking out noise, but we're a big fan of dogs on the show. Believe it or not, I lived on a ranch in DFW in North Dallas in a town called Denton, which was really closer to Oklahoma than it was to Dallas, but it's amazing how big DFW was and is. And when I was living there, there would always be like ranch animals in the background, and I would be worried. I would be like, I don't know if they just heard that rooster go off, and they may be thinking like, is there a rooster in the podcast studio? So I'm a big fan of animals for that reason. I do want to pivot here, Nyisha, and ask you in general about really adapting to different real estate markets and scaling teams, but also being able to pivot as a real estate operator, whether you're a mortgage professional or a real estate broker or an individual investor or someone who's a service provider in the space, hard money lender. I think there's a lot of people who would say that you typically have to pivot every so few years, whether it's 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. It's difficult to have the exact same strategy, the exact same marketing for a period of time. Walk me through one or a couple of the pivots that you've taken in your business.
Okay, riding the wave. I call it riding the wave. Some of the things that we've done the biggest thing that I think that smartest thing I've done is being licensed in multiple states. Because when the market changes in California, it's still usually pretty strong in Texas. So having multiple licenses is one way to pivot the market. Another way is when rates went up really high, I got really good at doing DSCR loans. People, investors
That's
really
a huge
don't,
pivot.
they're not really, they're not rate sensitive. I just start changing the way that what programs and what products I promote and the strategy that I use. I will take somebody else's strategy in a heartbeat. I may be a fool, but I'm not a dang fool. If I see something's working for somebody else, I'm going to go ahead and adopt that and make it my own. Just like we do on social media. We take memes, we repost them, right?
Repost them.
But I see what's working with other people, in my community. I have a lot of other people in the community that I made friends with that are in the mortgage industry. So we have meetings, we talk, we see what's going on, but I'll change what products that I promote if I feel like, okay, it looks like FHA is, not doing too good right now. Let me get into this reverse market. Let me see how I can help some of the reverse, mortgage people, tap into some of that equity. So I'll pivot programs when I see that the way when I fall off that what is that called? The surfboard? When the wave knocks
Yeah,
me off,
yeah.
I
When the
hop
big
when
wave
I'm
comes, you got to ride the wave. I tell people this, that adaptability is really what has been apparent to me is the driving factor between someone who's able to be consistent over not just 5, 10, but 20 plus years in real estate, and people who eventually have to, reevaluate or find a different path because it is challenging, right? And I think when you find one niche that is working and then maybe it stops working, right? It can be terrifying for people, but great and effective real estate operators have that ability to pivot, whether it's with, you mentioned specific loan products, it could be markets. You mentioned Texas and California. And so keeping that open mind and not being like locked into this is the one and only strategy is critical.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
It's very true. And then sometimes you have to go outside. You have to meet, go to the new construction sites. Maybe you're used to just working with consumers because you buy leads. It's time to go outside. It's time to start networking. It's time to go to different employers and see if you can become the preferred lender for that employer. Like it's sometimes you just need to be creative and a lot of people are scared, but I say do it scared.
Do it scared. Do it scared. You mentioned networking with builders. I've noticed this trend in general, specifically as someone myself who's worked with a lot of investors. There seems to be a trend towards new construction, towards new builds, even it being maybe easier potentially for people to get qualified with some new builds because a lot of the builders have their own financing or something of the sort. I'm still fresh to this idea of new construction. Is there any truth to that? Maybe specifically in Texas, is there a lot of push towards new builds in that regard?
Oh yeah, new construction. The builders, I can't stand them. Their mortgage companies, their rates are so much better. They give these big incentives. I can't compete with them at all. I don't even try to. When someone says, "Oh, Lennar or Toll Brothers," I'm like, "Hey, if you got qualified there, I say take it because I'm not giving you a 1.25% interest rate and $100,000 incentive." And
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating. I can't. So what we usually take is the turndowns because the lenders have much higher requirements for approvals. A lot of people don't qualify. They don't fit into their box. When you come to a broker like me, I can kind of fit you into a different box to make sure that you still get the home. You may not get the incentives, you may not get the rate, but you're still going to get that brand new.
So when people are physically at those communities, they're probably being greeted maybe even by a sales team that's on site there, and they may first try the in-house financing with some really aggressive rates that are hard to beat, right? But if they get turned down there, it's not a lost cause. They still have a way to go.
Correct. Their lending requirements are a lot more strict than some of the other mortgage companies' lending requirements. They'll have more overlays. They have credit score requirements. Their DTI requirements are much more strict. So you just go to a broker and have them shop different lenders for you, and you see what you qualify for off the broker's deals versus off the lender's deals. And another, I'm sorry, off the new construction. And a lot of something that I've seen with new construction, Dylan, that I don't really like is people will qualify for this super low interest rate, but then all of a sudden the price of the house goes up. Like, what happened? What happened? The house was
Yeah.
300,000. Now I'm confused. What happened?
Yeah,
So
it does feel like because it is in-house that they can kind of play with the numbers in a way that is in their favor, and I see that. I'm kind of on both sides. I see it on both sides because I want everybody to have access to those rates, but then at the same point in time, if the price goes up, what's the purpose of it, right?
you just bought the rate down. I paid more for the house, so you could have done that
That's
with another lender.
Yeah, you could have done that with another lender. I mean, it's an interesting discussion point, and I think again, as someone who's a Texas licensed realtor, it is an interesting trend to see. I was working a lot before I got my real estate license with flippers, and the flippers even themselves pivoted from doing fix and flip to doing ground up construction because it's been such a trend. Again, if you don't adapt, you kind of get lost in the herd. Nyisha, we are coming up on time here, though. Where can folks go if maybe they're in the market and would like to reach out to you to see if they can get an approval, or if they have general questions and would like to get in touch with you?
You can Google the Living Village. You can Google Nyisha Walton. We're all over the internet. We have a great reputation online. Our phone number is 844-405-2400. You can call or text that number. You can go to our website, thelendingvillage.com. You can go to any of our social medias, and someone will respond to you in a timely manner, and we'll help you wherever you need, but we're going to be transparent. So just be ready for some real rocking and rolling.
Nyisha, thank you so much for coming on the show here today.
Thank you for inviting me, Dylan. I appreciate you. I hope you have a blessed day.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.